If you're fascinated by stories of actors who have reinvented themselves throughout their careers, you're going to love this video. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any exclusive content about your favorite celebrities. Nicholas Hoult is much more than the young actor we knew from About a Boy. At 35, he has become one of Hollywood's most versatile actors, with a personal life he keeps fiercely private and a fortune that has grown impressively. From his childhood in England to his upcoming role as Lex Luthor in Superman, Nicholas has built an extraordinary career worth exploring. Born on December 7, 1989, in Wokingham, Berkshire, Nicholas Caradoc Hoult grew up in a family that breathed creativity. His father, Roger Hoult, worked as a pilot, while his mother, Glenys Brown, was a piano teacher. This combination of aeronautical discipline and artistic sensitivity deeply marked Nicholas's personality from a young age. The Hoult household was anything but ordinary. Nicholas was the third of 4 siblings, and all his siblings also pursued careers in entertainment and music. This family atmosphere, where creativity was natural, explains much about Nicholas's ease in front of the cameras from his early years. Nicholas's education was as eclectic as his family. He attended Ranelagh School in Bracknell, then went to the prestigious Sylvia Young Theatre School, known for training many British stars, and finally completed his studies at Farnborough Sixth Form College. This combination of traditional education and specialized artistic training gave him the perfect tools for what was to come. But here's the interesting part. Nicholas didn't plan to be an actor. In fact, his entry into the entertainment world was almost accidental. It was his mother who took him to an audition when he was just 7 years old, thinking it might be a fun experience. No one imagined that this casual moment would define his entire life. His first appearance was on the television program Casualty in 1996, when he was just 7 years old. Then came small roles in productions like Silent Witness and Teachers, but it was in 2002 when everything changed. Hugh Grant discovered him for About a Boy, and this film not only gave him international recognition, but also showed him that he could make acting his career. Give this video a like if you also think About a Boy remains one of the most endearing films of the 2000s. Nicholas was just 13 years old when he filmed that movie, but his performance alongside Hugh Grant demonstrated an emotional maturity that few young actors achieve. After About a Boy, Nicholas made a very smart decision. He didn't let himself be pigeonholed as a child actor. He carefully chose his projects, alternating between television and film, always looking for characters that challenged him. His participation in Skins between 2007 and 2008 gave him credibility with young audiences, but also allowed him to show his ability to handle more adult and complex themes. The real explosion of his career came with X-Men: First Class in 2011, where he played Hank McCoy, also known as Beast. This role not only gave him massive international exposure, but also established him as an actor capable of handling big-budget productions. What many don't know is that Nicholas intensely prepared for this role, studying not only the comics, but also the philosophy behind the character. But Nicholas never settled for just doing blockbusters. His ability to jump between genres is impressive. In 2015, he surprised us with Mad Max: Fury Road, where his portrayal of Nux was absolutely memorable. This character, initially conceived as a secondary villain, came to life thanks to the intensity Nicholas brought to it. The physical transformation he underwent for Mad Max was incredible. Nicholas lost significant weight, shaved his head completely, and underwent hours of daily makeup to achieve that post-apocalyptic look. His dedication was such that George Miller, the director, expanded the role of Nux because he was fascinated by what Nicholas was creating. Then came The Favorite in 2018, where he worked alongside Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz. This film allowed him to show his more comedic and theatrical side, demonstrating that he could stand out even in a star-studded cast. His portrayal of Harley earned him critical acclaim and solidified his reputation as a character actor. In 2020, Nicholas surprised us again with The Great, the Hulu series where he plays Emperor Peter III of Russia. This role not only allowed him to showcase his comedic talent, but also gave him the opportunity to be an executive producer, demonstrating that his ambition goes beyond acting. But let's talk about what really interests us: his personal life. Nicholas Hoult is notoriously private when it comes to his family life, And there's a very specific reason for this. After experiencing fame from a very young age, Nicholas made a conscious decision to keep his professional life separate from his personal life. In 2017, Nicholas began dating Brianna Holley, an American model who has worked for brands like Playboy and various fashion magazines. Brianna, born in 1993, is 4 years younger than Nicholas and has a completely different profile from his. While Nicholas prefers to stay away from social media and media attention, Brianna has built a successful career in the modeling world. The story of how they met is quite romantic. They met through mutual friends in Los Angeles, and the connection was immediate. What started as a friendship quickly turned into something more serious. By 2018, they were already living together and expecting their first child. In April 2018, Joaquin, their first child, was born. Nicholas was 28 years old when he became a father, and from the few statements he has made on the subject, it is clear that fatherhood transformed him completely. He has mentioned in interviews that having Joaquin gave him a new perspective on life and on what really matters. In 2022, Nicholas and Brianna welcomed their second child, although they have kept the name and sex of the baby completely private. This decision reflects their commitment to keeping their children away from the public eye, something Nicholas greatly values based on his own experience growing up under media attention. But here's the most interesting part. For a long time, no one knew if Nicholas and Brianna were married or just living together. It wasn't until November 2024, during the Governor's Awards, that Nicholas referred to Brianna as his wife in an interview. This confirmed what many suspected, that they had married in secret, probably during 2023 or early 2024. Nicholas has explained that keeping his family life private is not just a personal preference, but a necessity. Having grown up in the industry, he perfectly understands how media attention can affect children's development. Joaquin, who is now 6 years old, probably doesn't even fully understand his father's fame, and that's exactly what Nicholas wants. The family dynamics of the Hoult family are fascinating. Nicholas has mentioned that Brianna is incredibly understanding of the demands of his career. When he is filming, she takes care of maintaining stability at home, and when he is free, he devotes himself completely to his family. This division of responsibilities seems to work perfectly for them. Now let's talk about money. Nicholas Hoult's net worth in 2025 is estimated at approximately $8 million, although some sources suggest it could be up to $12 million. This difference is because Nicholas is also very private with his finances, and not all his investments are public. Most of his wealth obviously comes from his acting career. His salary for Superman, where he plays Lex Luthor, is reported to be around $1 million. This is a significant salary, especially considering it is his first foray into the DC universe. If Superman is successful, we will likely see Nicholas in future DC Universe films, which could significantly increase his earnings. But Nicholas doesn't limit himself to acting. He has been involved as an executive producer on The Great, which has given him an additional source of income and, more importantly, creative control over his projects. This transition to production is strategic and demonstrates his business acumen. He has also had lucrative partnerships with high-end fashion brands. He has worked with Emporio Armani and Tom Ford, and in 2022 and 2023, he was the ambassador for Armani's Aqua for Life campaign. In 2025, he was named an ambassador for Save the Children, although this partnership is probably more for personal commitment than economic benefits. In terms of properties, Nicholas keeps a low profile, but it is known that he has a house in Los Angeles where he lives with his family. The property, valued at several $1 million, is in an exclusive area that allows him to maintain the privacy he so values. He also maintains a property in England, near where he grew up, which allows him to stay connected to his roots. His lifestyle is surprisingly modest for someone of his level of fame. Nicholas is not one of those actors who is constantly seen at social events or buying luxury cars. In fact, he is known for being quite frugal with his personal expenses, preferring to invest in experiences for his family rather than material possessions. Nicholas is also very environmentally conscious. He has been vocal about climate change and sustainability issues, and this is reflected in his purchasing decisions. He prefers sustainable brands and has mentioned that he is raising his children with environmental awareness. An interesting fact about Nicholas is that he maintains a very British lifestyle despite living in Los Angeles. He insists on drinking tea every day, prefers football over American football, and has mentioned that he misses British food. This connection to his roots is part of what keeps him grounded amidst the craziness of Hollywood. Professionally, Nicholas is at a fascinating point in his career. Superman represents not only a new chapter but potentially the most important one. Playing Lex Luthor is a huge challenge, especially because it is a character that other actors have memorably portrayed. Nicholas has mentioned that he is intensely preparing for the role, studying not only previous versions of the character but also the psychology behind someone who becomes obsessed with destroying Superman. What makes Nicholas unique in Hollywood is his ability to constantly reinvent himself. He hasn't been pigeonholed into a single type of character or genre. He has done teen drama, science fiction, period films, comedy, action, and now superheroes. This versatility is what keeps him relevant and in demand. His approach to acting is extremely professional. Nicholas is known for always being prepared on set, doing his homework, and collaborating closely with directors and co-stars. He is not one of those actors who cause drama or problems in production, which makes him very valuable to studios. Looking to the future, Nicholas has several projects in development. In addition to Superman, he is considering returning to television with new projects, and there are rumors that he could direct his first film in the coming years. His experience as an executive producer has given him the tools to consider directing as a natural next step. One thing I admire about Nicholas is his commitment to social causes. His new role as an ambassador for Save the Children is not just a publicity partnership. He has visited workshops in London, spoken to children about education and opportunities, and used his platform to raise awareness about important issues. Nicholas is also very careful about the projects he chooses. Unlike many actors who take any role offered to them, Nicholas carefully evaluates how each project aligns with his values and career goals. This selectivity is part of what has kept his career so consistent and respected. His personal philosophy is fascinating. Nicholas has mentioned that he firmly believes in keeping his feet on the ground, no matter how successful he is. He attributes this perspective to his family, who never treated him differently because of his fame, and to his experience growing up in the industry, which taught him both the rewards and dangers of success. As for his family plans, Nicholas has been very clear about his desire to keep his children away from the public eye as much as possible. He has mentioned that if his children eventually want to pursue careers in entertainment, he will support them, but his priority is that they have a normal and healthy childhood. The relationship between Nicholas and Brianna seems incredibly solid. Despite the pressures of Hollywood and the demands of his career, they have managed to maintain a stable and apparently happy relationship. Their ability to keep their private life truly private has been key to this. One of the most interesting things about Nicholas is how he has managed the transition from young actor to adult actor. Many actors who start as children struggle with this transition, but Nicholas has navigated it with grace and intelligence. He has made risky decisions, worked with visionary directors, and maintained his artistic integrity. His upcoming role as Lex Luthor could be the most important of his career. Superman is one of DC's most valuable properties, and if the film is successful, it could catapult Nicholas to a completely new level of fame and wealth. But knowing his personality, he will probably remain the same reserved and grounded person he has always been. Nicholas Hoult in 2025 is the perfect example of how to build a sustainable career in Hollywood. He hasn't sought fame for fame's sake, but has meticulously built a career based on talent, professionalism, and smart decisions. His stable personal life, growing net worth, and continuous evolution as an actor position him perfectly for the next decade. What I admire most about Nicholas is his authenticity. In an industry full of people constantly seeking attention, he has maintained his privacy and dignity. He has built a life that seems genuinely balanced and happy, and that is something we can all admire. And that's all for this video about Nicholas Hoult. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the life and career of this talented actor. If you like this content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And now, I invite you to watch the next video that appears on the screen, where we explore the life of another fascinating actor. See you in the next video.